Undertale is a great game. It has good gameplay, good music, okay graphics, and it has a great overall message. You're not above consequences, as well as not every problem can be solved with violence. So, how can it have this kind of fandom? This kind that I wouldn't even touch with a stick? This is something I want to find out. But first, let's determine what is a fandom. A fandom refers to a community of people who are passionate about something, whether it's a film, a band, television, show, a book, or a sport team. And since the internet exists, every medium has enough fans who wants to start talking about the medium with other people on the internet. And as we know, the internet is both a place of beauty, art, and some truly toxic stuff. And this is the same with fandoms. Some fandoms are healthy, where their fans help each other and build each other up, while the toxic fandoms try everything in their power to keep themselves down and others down. Toxic fans are incessantly the abusive party in an abusive relationship who want to control the relationship and want to be seen as better than their partner. And they can only achieve this feeling when they prove to them and other fans that they are a true fan and other people are fake posers or casual fans, since they only know that sænz from Undertale never wore pink shoes. These fans think that they are a part of an elite club where only the true fans and the geniuses can enter, and everyone who is not a true fan or is not smart enough to understand and fully appreciate the things they're fan of can't enter. Even when you aren't a part of this fandom, these types of fans would hunt you down and tell you how superior their game, story, TV show, or cartoon, or manga is to other mediums. This kind of superiority often showcases by teenagers who can be pretty cruel when it comes to bullying. And since most of the fandom members are outcasts, bully victims, or weirdos, they have a lot of pent-up aggression against the world and uses their hatred to make other people's life a living hell. And with that mindset, they only damage the fandom by giving the fandom a bad name and destroying the thing they love. But these fans can evolve, believe it or not. They can also become super possessive. Toxic fans feel like they own the fandom, or even the medium the fandom is based off, since they know all about it and love the character all the same. They will act like it belongs to them, and only to them. They start to make their own stories, own characters, and even their own lore. This feeling of possessiveness can even turn into entitlement, where they demand that the fandom, like their ship, like their headcanon, and like their created character. These fans even try to convince the author to implement their canon and their lore and their ships into the new story, or else something will happen. Some fans even wrote many hate letters, murder threats, or even suicide threats to the author to force the author to change the story. But why are these fans so toxic? Many fans come from a place of being bullied or socially excluded due to their fandoms, since some toxic fans made sure that everyone sees their fandom as the pitfall of hell. Let's take for example the My Hero Academy fandom. We see the fandom as a fandom who ships every single character who just shared one screen together, or who just mentioned the other character by name, or described the character. And after the fandom has created these ships, they would stop at nothing but to try that their ship become canon, and even try to pressure the author by threatening the author that they would commit suicide if they wouldn't include their headcanon ships, or would make character A or character B gay or bi or non-binary, which makes these fans easy targets for bullies, since the bullies think that these fans are as mad as the fandom. So these fans use mental gymnastics to find reason why they are being bullied, since they really don't know or don't want to admit that their fandom can be toxic. So they start to think that these bullies are only jealous, or that they are just too dumb to realize what a great place the fandom is and what a great story their medium tells. And with that kind of thinking, they start to think that they are better than everyone else just because they are part of this fandom. This type of behavior can also be seen when a nerd gets jealous of a Chad who got super muscles and get all the bitches. This jealousy turns into hate of any kind of sport or any kind of chat or masculinity trait, and he starts to think that he is superior since he doesn't work out like Chad. He doesn't work on his masculine image. He doesn't take care of himself, but instead he just programs some stuff, enters some anime convention, and does the unmanliest thing ever. But at least he's better than the super ultra me Chad. And so these fans enter within the fandom a so-called echo chamber. An echo chamber is a space often on internet forums or social media groups where dissenting opinions are not tolerated. They almost always act cult-like, where they first start to pat you on your back and say your opinions and yourself matters to them. And when you just start to have doubts or argue with one of their opinion, they start to mentally insult you in any kind of way, and threaten you by labeling you as a fake fan, as a newbie, as a poser, and as a loser. And since these fans like the feeling of being appreciated and already see their fandom as a safe haven, they stop resisting and start to agreeing with every single opinion the fandom has. So they try to get on the fandom's good side by gaining points for agreeing with the group, particular's opinion on the fandom. You even get more points when you can provide fanfiction, fan art, or not safe for work artwork. And worst of all, since this is the internet, there exists every type of opinion, no matter how morally wrong it is, and they will try to make you believe the same thing they believe. And oh boy, they can be pretty convincing when they have the cult mentality backing them up, especially when they are part of a fandom. And since people, and especially fans, are always searching for attention and validation, they stay in these online niches, especially if the outside world is less friendly. So it's easier to get caught up in the fandom, and they stop caring about people outside of it. Heck, they even see people outside of the fandom as lesser people and them as superior. So what can we do about toxic fandoms? Well, the best way of dealing with toxic fandom is not to deal with them. Ignore the toxic parts and don't fall into temptation. And stand your ground by making sure you never bend your morals. And whenever a toxic fan tries to make you small or call you a fake fan, leave the conversation or report him. And when the fandom is too toxic for your own good, leave before it's too late. There are many friendly fandoms with actually really great people in it. They just don't get enough attention from the media and social media for being nice. So please, look for these fandoms. Anyways, that was it. I hope you liked this video, and I wish you all a bloody good day. Goodbye.